And as I said to you, I don't know if we were on air or not, but deep narcissists have dead eyes. They almost can't help it. They can fake the smile, they can fake everything else, but the eyes, you have to be able to read it because you say, well, what are dead eyes? You'll know it when you see it. There's no life in them. They're like looking through you. They're not looking at you, they're looking through you. What can I get out of you? You're what they call a self-object. They're an object for you to use, and that's how they're looking at you, like they would look at a hammer or something.
Yeah, the concept of dead eyes and also alive eyes is so fascinating because as audience of this podcast will know that, because I've said it too much, but I'll say it again, that the eyes are the only two pieces of your brain that are outside the cranial vault. I mean, they're literally two pieces of brain lining the back of your eyes.
Yeah.
And the dynamics of the pupils, those changes, of course, reflect how bright or dim it is in the room, but they also reflect levels of arousal that are on the millisecond time scale. Sure. So as one expresses, words of glee, right, the pupils constrict a little bit, believe it or not. Or excuse me, dilate a little bit. I got it backwards there for a moment. And vice versa, as one feels less excited, moments of despair, expressions of despair, the pupils should get a little bit smaller because arousal is going down. And so I think, we pick up on these things at an unconscious level.
We do.
The deadness of the eyes is kind of the conclusion that pops out at us if we're paying attention.
But the problem is it registers unconsciously, but we don't give it any value to it. Mm-hmm. We trust our words, we trust our rationality as opposed to our intuitions about people. So sometimes when you meet a person for the first time, signals go up in your brain, something's wrong about them. And then you forget it because you don't trust those initial unconscious signals that your brain is giving you, right? So you have to first kind of trust that these intuitions are very valuable. The other thing is pay deep attention to the tone of voice. The voice, as actors will tell you, is like the hardest thing to fake, right? It's very hard to fake excitement. Your voice either has it or it doesn't. It's very hard to fake confidence. And you can, books have been written about that. I'm not going to go into all the details about it. But a person will reveal so much of the emotions that they're experiencing, particularly levels of confidence. Like a trembling voice or something, or a booming, confident voice, which some people can fake, but often it's very difficult. You can still see through it. And on the level of seduction, men are very, very attuned to the voice of a woman, but we're not aware of it. Because the voice of our mother had an incredible impact on us in early childhood. Her singing, the tone of her voice, that was probably the first seduction that we ever went through. And a woman's voice has tremendous power over us, right? And so hearing a voice that kind of grates or irritates you is something that's a bad sign. And that goes deeper than all the characteristics that we were talking about. But a woman's voice that kind of reminds you of that mother, that sing-songy, whatever feeling it was, that's somebody that can very easily seduce you.
Yeah, there's a place for naming this. It's like subcortical courtship. Below the cortex, as the geeky neuroscientists like myself say. You're getting down below the cortex with all of this stuff. Convergence of real loves and desires. We express with words. We sense the world using, of course, our cortex. But we're really talking about getting into the subcortical stuff that is the stuff of our history, the stuff of our hardwiring and our uniqueness.